Today, we're tackling a huge issue that's probably affecting your wealth, your health, and your happiness more than you even realize. Overstimulation. It's that constant buzz of notifications, that endless stream of information, and the pressure to stay connected to everything 24/7. So in this video, I'm going to share 8 daily habits to get your focus and your sanity back right now. Habit number 1 is stop being a victim. So if your phone is blowing up with notifications or your computer is pinging every 5 minutes, it's easy to feel like you're just a passenger on this crazy train called modern digital life. But here's the thing. Allowing distractions, it's a freaking choice. You do not have to be a victim of your environment. You don't have to allow any damn notifications on any device at all. That's right, Magical Chipmunk, you heard it here. You have the power to take control over what gets your attention and when. And it all starts with deciding right now that you are the one who sets the rules in your life. So habit number 1 is this. It's the simple and the most important habit of all. Stop letting your devices control you and start controlling them. Habit number 2, be woefully uninformed. Now, I know this might sound really counterintuitive, but it's actually one of the best things you can do for your mental health and your bank account. It is to choose to be woefully uninformed. You know, I think we're living in this very strange world where there's this pressure to stay up to date on everything, from news to politics to sports to business to entertainment. But the reality is this, most of what comes through on the news and social does absolutely nothing to tangibly move you closer to achieving your dreams. The news does not make you happier, wealthier, or healthier. And in fact, media, I think both mainstream and social, it takes far more from you than it ever gives in return. And I'm willing to bet this, that up to 95% of what you hear on the news, you take no action on anyway. I mean, if you really tell the truth, it mostly just stresses you out. It makes you feel hopeless and helpless and full of negativity and distracts you from what really matters. So what's the fix? Well, instead of trying to keep up with every damn headline 24/7, just stop altogether. Yes, stop watching or reading or listening to the news cold turkey. And look, if that seems scary, just treat it like a little 2-week experiment. Try it before you deny it. You know, I was recently in Italy for a few weeks, and when I was there, I didn't watch or read the news. And let me tell you, it was so glorious. It was so restorative. And on that same trip, I also made a lot of progress on some of my own creative projects, and there was no stress around it whatsoever. Everything just flowed. So the bottom line is this, I promise you, nothing is gonna fall apart if you just give yourself just a 2-week little break from the news, both mainstream and social. And during that hiatus time, I want you to focus your time and your energy on what you can control. And what's that? That's your health, your work, your play, your goals, your family, and your immediate surroundings. And then after 2 weeks, just take a notice. Like, how do you actually feel? Do you feel better or do you feel worse? And write it down. Trust me, being selectively uninformed can be a massive game changer, not only for your own mental health, but actually for the world too. Because here's the deal. When you feel better, you perform better, and you're likely gonna have more energy, more love, more creativity, more patience, and likely more resources to do more good in the world. Habit number 3 is turn off all of those desktop notifications. You know, a friend of mine asked me for help with something they were working on. So I sat down with them at their computer, right, and looked over the shoulder, and I gotta tell you, I was friggin' shocked. Every 3 seconds, something different was popping up on their screen. There was like a new email notification coming in, a little text bubble and a ding. The computer started ringing because another call was coming through it. The app wanted to be updated. It was pure madness. Now look, if you not only want to be productive, but you also want to be joyful and sane and happy, you need to eliminate desktop notifications and distractions entirely. Make no mistake, if you want to eliminate overstimulation from your life, the game is not about resisting temptation, it's about removing it altogether. And that power is always in your hands. You know, this is a game changer for your ability to do deep work and your brain's ability to focus and concentrate. So I want you to go ahead and actually do this right now. Like pause, go into your settings right now and shut down, disable, and silence every single damn alert. Habit number 4 is remove all notifications from your phone. I gotta say, if there's one habit that'll make an immediate difference in your focus and your peace of mind, it is removing every single notification from your damn phone. Do not allow that stinking thing to buzz or ding or make a sound unless you really want it to, like for an alarm. Also, do not allow any notifications to show up in the apps on your phone to the best of your ability. I'm going to encourage you to go nuclear on them. You know, I did this years ago and it's actually made the biggest difference in my life. I've also made my home screen this place of calm and beauty, and it's a totally distraction-free place. Now, the only thing on my first page is my camera and my app for Dream Club, because both of those things bring me joy. They're cute, they're fun. And in order to get messages from anything like my text or WhatsApp or DMs and Instagram or something else, I actually need to go in, like swipe a few pages in, go find the app, and then actually click into it. I treat it a little bit like going to my physical mailbox. Remember those things? Maybe I'll go there once every few days or even once a week or once every 2 weeks when I'm being really naughty. So here's the deal. Removing all notifications from your phone, this is critical. It instantly puts you back in control of your attention, your time, and your focus, because you know this to be true. Every single time that your phone buzzes or lights up, or even if you see a little notification on it, it is fracturing your attention, right? It's pulling you away from what really matters. So rebuild your ability to focus and concentrate and be present by keeping the phone peaceful and quiet. Habit number 5 is protect your peace. So if you're working from home or even in an office, you need to protect your peace like your life depends on it, because in a funny way, it actually does. You know this. Time is your most precious resource on the planet, and you're never gonna get more of it. So you gotta be smart about it. Don't work in a high traffic area like the kitchen. I've made that mistake a million times. Don't work where interruptions are a given, especially if you live with other people, right? Go find a quiet place. Close the door. Make it crystal clear to everybody, your family, your roommates, your coworkers, that you are not to be disturbed unless it's like a real emergency. And it's hardly ever a real emergency. And if there's no quiet space in your house, remember, you're not a tree. You can get up and leave. Go to the local library, right? Go to a coffee shop, put on headphones. And when it comes to things like Slack or email, let your team know that you're gonna check in at set times. You will not, I repeat, you will not be available 24/7. When you set these boundaries up front, not only are you gonna get less pushback, but you're also gonna get a whole lot more done in less time. Habit number 6, put your phone out of sight. So here's a very quick but powerful trick. Put your phone out of sight during your primary focus hours. Did you know that research shows that just having your phone within eyesight can be enough to distract you, even if you're not using it? It's true. Our brains are wired to wonder what the hell's happening on our devices, right? So do yourself a favor. Stash your phone in a drawer, put it in another room, do whatever you need to do to keep it out of your line of vision. Otherwise, it is going to be draining your cognitive capacity, even if you don't think it is. I'm telling you, getting your phone out of sight goes such a long way to keeping it out of your mind. You are going to be amazed at how much calmer and more focused you'll feel. Habit number 7, use a focus checklist before any important task. So let me ask you this. Do you think a professional pilot would ever think about taking off without running through a pre-flight checklist? Hell no, I sure as hell hope not. And similarly, do you imagine a top doc would dare start a surgery without meticulously checking every single detail before she started carving somebody up? I sure hope not. So why, for the love of all things holy, would we imagine we could sit down and tackle our most important creative work of the day without making sure we're fully prepared to focus? So the idea here is very simple. Before you dive into any important task or project, just take a minute to run through a quick focus checklist. Now, why would we do that? Because research actually shows that checklists significantly improve our performance. In fact, there was a study done, and it was published in the New England Journal of Medicine. They found that surgical teams who used checklists saw major reductions in complications and death. And that is a very good thing. Now, while your creative projects might not be life or death per se, the principle remains the same. Preparation is key. So here's an example of a simple focus checklist. First up, clear your workspace. Make sure that your desk only has the tools that you actually need for the task at hand. For many of us, myself, big one, visual clutter can be the enemy of focus. Next, you got to eliminate distractions. So again, turn off those notifications, close unnecessary tabs, and put your phone out of sight. Then state your mission. What is it? Just write down exactly what you're going to get done in this focus block. Do you need to finish an application? Do you need to outline a chapter? Write an email, reply to 8 texts. Whatever it is, get clear and write it down. Next, you want to set a timer. So decide in advance how long you're going to work before you need to take a break. This little timer idea can actually create a positive sense of urgency to stay focused and on track. Hey, if you are serious about taking your productivity to the next level, you got to grab my free focus checklist in the link below this video. It is so ridiculously simple, but it's going to make a massive difference in how you approach your work. Download it now and use it before any important focus block. Don't miss out. Get your free copy in the link below or at marieforleo.com/free focus checklist. Or if you're watching this episode on video, just scan the on-screen QR code now. Enjoy. Habit number 8 is schedule your overstimulation. Let's be real. There are times when we all need to zone out, whether it's just watching videos on the YouTube, scrolling through social, or just catching up on the news. But here's the thing. If you dive into overstimulation first thing in the morning, you are not just setting yourself up for a day of distraction. Honey. You are actually training your brain to have a shorter attention span and to struggle even more with focusing on the tasks that really matter to you. You see, when you start your day with overstimulation, you're actually telling your brain that quick hits of dopamine are the priority. Now, you do this again and again over time, and it actually rewires your brain to crave that constant stimulation, which makes it harder and harder to focus on the deeper and more meaningful work. The scariest part? This isn't just a temporary state. It's actually doing long-term damage to your brain and to your ability to concentrate, focus, and follow through. So here's what I want you to do instead. I want you to schedule your overstimulation for after you finish your most important work for the day. This way, you are protecting your primary focus hours, which will help you make massive progress on your projects without the constant pull of distractions. Plus, when you finally do indulge in scrolling your face off, which again, we all do, you can do it guilt-free, knowing that you've knocked out your most important work for the day. Now, here's the best part. By scheduling your overstimulation, you're not just avoiding distraction, you're actively retraining your brain to prioritize long-term gains over short-term gratification. This is a very small tweak that can have a huge impact on your bank account, your productivity, and quite honestly, your peace of mind. So there you have it. 8 simple habits to take back control of your time and attention. Now, if you found this video helpful, you need to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to take your productivity to the next level, check out my program, Time Genius. It's not just some random online course. It's actually a science-backed system that's already transformed thousands of lives. People are doubling, even tripling their creative output, all while working less. It's honestly the most powerful productivity system I've ever come across. It's really changed my life, and it comes with a 100% money-back guarantee. If you want to learn more and get some more free productivity training, head over to jointimegenius.com, or if you're watching this episode on video, just scan the on-screen QR code. Until next time, stay on your game and keep going for your big dreams, because guess what? The world really does need that very special gift that only you have. I'll see you soon. Hey, if you loved this video, you need to watch this one next. Trust me on that.